Hey guys, Chipmunks7 here again, but you can call me Chip, and I am back with another video. In this video, I'm going to be covering the newest update for Fire Emblem Heroes, and as we can see, it is a very big update. We got the new castle, which is very nice, for the newest book, Book 9. So, like normal, I will cover the overall stuff for the update, and then the weapon refines will be at the end. If you want to stick around for the whole thing, I very much appreciate it, but if you're just here for the weapon refines, you can go in the time bar or the description and skip right on ahead. But yeah, without further ado, let's just hop into this. I actually managed to have all of the refine characters, so that's very cool. So I actually completely forgot that we got an update, or that we were going to get an update, because I was so focused on the FEH channel and the banner and all that stuff. But then this update came out, and I was just like, oh yeah, that's cool. So yep, Book 9 is officially going to come out tomorrow, I believe. And this is the main art. It looks great. As we can see, Odin, Baldr, Rune, Hodr, and then someone in the back left. Don't know who that is. Very big feathers. It might be. No, I was gonna say it might be Hermes, but that's not. That's not. That's Greek mythology, not Norse mythology. So I don't know. I see the feathers. I don't know who that could be right offhand. But I like the aesthetic. And then someone to Odin's left, but right above Hodr, a character that we also have no idea who they are. But yeah, so very pretty art. As we can see, Rune, the new character, and also the very first male OC besides Alphonse, that we got for free in this game. So very cool. And then we see the weirdest, most craziest thing about the newest update is the calling circle for Aether Raids. You can already get that. You can update your game, get Aether Raid, or go into your Aether Raids and craft both the offense and the defense one. Yes, until we get the Dark or Anima Mythic, Hexagon Mythic, whenever they come out. We already do have access to the defensive calling circle, so that'll happen. We have to go against that in the future, but oh well. Anyway, so there's that. The upgraded structures, tactics room, and the safety fence getting to level 2. That's very cool. That's very nice right there. The merge things that you get more SP now, which is pretty neat. The updated Binding World, where now you can make all these units from 6.11 and 6.10 your allies now if they appear in Binding Worlds for you. Very nice. We also got Priam, which I think is how it's pronounced, even though that sounds weird. Winter Dorothea and Summer Vike for the Ephemera lineup this time around. Very cool. All the weapon refines, very nice. We got Dusel, Catherine, Solon, Halloween Female Grima, and Mercurius. Or Merlinus, Mercurius. Who's that? Oh, that's a weapon. But Merlinus, yes. So very cool. Merlinus, very surprising. But I guess he was bound to get a weapon refine sooner or later. And then new Mementos events, always very cute, very nice. New Captain skill, I guess, for Summoner's Duels, never do that. And then Halloween Yarn and Methody getting added to the Grail pool. So that's very nice. And also some sprites getting adjusted. Starting the Book 9, My Nintendo missions for clearing story maps will not be added. Oh, interesting. Huh. Okay, well, I mean, that doesn't really do too much. And then the sprites getting updated. So yeah, that's basically the overall stuff. Not too crazy, not too much stuff. It's really just the tactics room, or not the tactics room, the safety fence, getting upgraded to level 2 that I think is pretty neat. As well as all this stuff about the new book. But yeah, now that that's over, we are finally able to get to this update's weapon refines. But actually, before that, I completely forgot that thanks to Xenic, I think on Reddit, but the resident Fire Emblem Heroes data miner, or one of them at least, and Phoenix Master 1 on Twitter posting this, we have like the what's it called? The weapons and the description for the weapons of Baldr and Hodr. So we'll start with Baldr. She does seem to be like the lead when it comes to the two of them. And it's a very, very big description, like always. So the Sun Sword, accelerated special trigger cooldown command -1, neutralizes effect against flying bonuses. So she is a flyer. I guess she does get those wings, so that makes a lot of sense. After start of turn effects trigger on enemy phase, converts bonuses on closest foes and foes within 2 spaces of those foes into penalties. Does not convert bonuses applied at the same time. Okay, so that's good as a debuffer. If unit initiates combat within 2 spaces of an ally, grants bonus to everything equal to number of foes within 3 rows of 3 columns centered on unit times 3, plus 5, max 14. Grants special cooldown charge plus 1 per attack. Only highest value applied. Does not stack. Deals damage equal to 20% of unit speed. And reduces damage from foes' attacks by X during combat. If foe is red, green, or colorless, X equals 50% of unit speed. Otherwise, X equals 20% of unit speed. So if they're blue, X equals 20%, excluding area effect specials. And also, when foe's attack triggers foe's special, reduce damage from foe's attacks by an additional X. So X the 50% or the 20%. If unit initiates combat, applies Divine Vein Flame on 5 spaces in a line centered on a foe's space, and on the 5 spaces behind those spaces, based on the direction unit is facing for 1 turn after combat. So this Divine Vein Flame is different than like the A slot Flared Sparrow, where it's like a cross. It seems like it's going to be like a slash attack, I guess. If you attack straight on, it'll send a Divine Vein Flame from the unit that you attacked, and then backwards 5 spaces, if I'm understanding that correctly. So that's interesting, and the rest is just the wait, I moved something. Oh wait, that was Hodr. And this is just the Divine Vein Flame stuff. But yeah, that is Baldr, and now we can look at Hodr's. Yes. Yes. Okay. So this is their design. I'm a very big fan of this design. Is a blue bow flyer. Interesting. With the Dusk Rifle. Accelerate special trigger cooldown command -1, of course, effective against flying foes. At start of player phase or enemy phase, grants the following effects to unit and allies within 2 spaces of unit for 1 turn. Res plus 6, bonus doubler, and reduce the percentage of foes non-special reduce damage by X% skills by 50% during combat. At the start of player phase or enemy phase, grants the following effects to unit and allies. Wow, okay. So res plus 6, bonus doubler, and reduces the percentage of foes non-special reduce damage. That's pretty cool. After start of turn effects trigger on enemy phase, for unit and allies within 2 spaces of unit, converts penalties into bonuses and neutralizes 2 penalty effects. Does not apply to penalty effects that are applied at the same time. Neutralizes the first applicable penalty effects on the unit's list of active effects. So if you're in battle and you see the little exclamation point icon next to their level, that is the list that it'll go after. If unit initiates combat within 2 spaces of an ally, grants bonus to units everything equal to number of allies within 3 rows or 3 columns centered on unit times 3, plus 5, max of 14, deals damage equal to 20% of unit's res. Unit makes a guaranteed follow-up attack, and grants special cooldown count -1 to unit before unit's first attack during combat. And then the rest is just the description of stuff. Oh, also there's stats that I completely didn't even look at. Let's also unhide Baldr. So very high attack, very high speed, and balanced defenses. Meanwhile, Hodr has way more res and way less speed than Baldr, but otherwise they're pretty similar, and less defense. So a lot of stuff goes into Hodr's res. Interesting. Okay. Very, very cool units. I love their designs. And now we will get into the actual weapon refines. if y'all saw in the time bar, you could, I guess I'll also put the describing their weapons, and now all the way to the weapon refines as two different ones. But yeah, let's start with Catherine. She's the first on the list, so might as well. The Thunder Brand grants speed +3 at start of turn if unit's HP is greater than or equal to 25%. It grants attack speed +6 and treachery to unit and allies within 2 spaces of unit for 1 turn. Treachery, oh, is the blade effect. That's right. So that's cool. Oh, that is pretty cool. Unit deals additional damage equal to total bonuses on unit. Or not the blade, like the blade tome effect. So that's cool. After start of combat, or at start of combat, if foe's HP is greater than or equal to 50%, grant special +5 to unit and neutralize effects that guarantee foe's follow-up attacks and effects to prevent unit's follow-up attacks during combat. And also, if unit initiates combat, unit can make a follow-up attack before foe's next attack. Unit can make a follow-up attack before foe's next attack. That feels like it's worded weird. Yeah, before foe can counterattack is the way it's written otherwise. I wonder if that's just the way it's worded is kind of odd, but that's okay. If unit initiates combat within 2 spaces of an ally, grants special +5 to unit, neutralizes unit's penalties to attack and speed, and deals damage equal to 20% of unit speed during combat. And also, if decreasing the speed difference necessary to make follow-up attack by 25 would allow a unit to trigger a follow-up attack, excluding guaranteed to prevent a follow-ups, triggers potent follow X% during combat. If unit cannot perform follow-up attack and unit attack twice, X equals 80%, otherwise X equals 40%. Wow, potent follow. That is really good. And it makes sense. The Thunderbrand in Fire Mode in 3 houses is a brave weapon, basically. But being a hero's relic, it was kind of not too strong in FEH. But yeah, the potent follow is really, really strong. That's pretty cool. Dusel is next with his Obsidian Lance. Grants defense +3, enables Canto 2. Cool. At start of combat, if foe's HP is greater than or equal to 75%, or if number of allies adjacent to unit is less than or equal to 1, inflicts attack defense -6 on foe, unit makes a guaranteed follow-up attack, and reduces damage from foe's attacks by 20% of unit's defense during combat. That's very nice. Before it was just that, and unit makes guaranteed follow-up. That is an extremely good buff. For foes within 3 rows of 3 columns centered on unit, inflicts attack defense -5. Neutralizes bonuses to attack and defense, neutralizes effects that grant special cooldown charge +X, and those foes cannot make a follow-up attack during combat. At start of combat, if unit's HP is greater than or equal to 25%, inflicts attack defense -6 on foe, and deals damage equal to 20% of unit's defense during combat. And restores 7 HP to unit after combat. Wow. So my Dusel's not super highly merged, but like I do like Dusel as a Sacred Stones fan. Dusel's really cool. That just made him kind of similar to Dimitri, I guess. I think Brave Dimitri, where he uses his defense, making very good use of really high defense. And I have a plus defense one, so I'm pretty psyched about that. That's really good. I don't really use him a ton, but that is very, very nice to have just as backup, if ever. So that's really cool. Halloween Female Grima. Moonless Breath. Unit can counterattack regardless of foe's range. If foe's range equals 2, calculates damage using the lower foe's defense or res. That's normal for dragons. If unit is within 3 spaces of an ally, inflicts attack defense res -5 on foe and reduces the effects of deep wounds on unit by 50% during combat. And also in special triggers, unit deals +10 damage and neutralizes foe's reduced damage by X% effects from foe's non-special skills. And also, if unit deals damage to foe using special during combat, restores 50% of unit's maximum HP. Yeah, so that was always the thing, that they restored the HP. But having reducing the deep wounds effects is nice. And then more HP, and then more damage, and neutralizes the reduced damage by X% effects. That's awesome. That's really good. Accelerated special trigger cooldown -1. Grants attack defense res +4 to allies within 2 spaces of unit during combat. Very nice. For allies within 2 spaces of unit, if this unit's res is greater than or equal to allies foes res +5 at start of combat, and foes attack can trigger foes special inflict special cooldown count +1 on foe before foe's first attack during allies' combat. So she grants Scowl to allies. That's really good. At start of combat, if unit's HP is greater than or equal to 25%, inflicts attack defense res -X on foe. X equals 10% of unit's res at the start of combat, +5, and reduces damage from foes' attacks by 20% of unit's res during combat. So also gets the Dragon Wall effect. And also, foes' attack can trigger foes' special, and unit's res is greater than or equal to foes' res +5, with special cooldown count +1 on foe before foe's first attack, and also giving a Scowl to herself. That is also really, really solid. Very good support. If you want to beef up your Halloween female Grima, then invest in res. That is very much a good idea. Now we have Merlinus. I also have Solon in a different party, so I will do that after. The Convoy Dagger, which is a new weapon, grants HP +5. That's pretty funny. Unit can move to a space adjacent to an ally. If unit is within 3 spaces of an ally, inflicts attack speed -6 on foe during combat, and foe cannot make a follow-up attack. Yeah, that's okay. That's pretty good. If unit is within 3 spaces of an ally, inflicts attack speed -6 on foe during combat, and foe cannot make a follow-up attack. Wow, yeah, that's nice. Okay. If foe initiates combat, or if foe's HP is greater than or equal to 75% at the start of combat, inflicts attack speed -6 on foe, and reduce damage from foe's attacks by 40% during combat. If a rally or movement assist skill, like reposition, shove, pivot, etc., is used by unit, grants attack speed +6, bonus doubler, and neutralizes penalties on unit during combat to target ally and allies within 2 spaces of target ally after movement for 1 turn. Wow! So Merlinus is insanely good support. Unit can move to a space adjacent to an ally. Just anywhere? So does that mean he could just teleport? I think he's from Binding Blade, right? Yeah, I think if I remember correctly, Merlinus would, because he's like the convoy. So in that game, you had to have like him carry items a lot of the times. But he was never like, he couldn't attack or anything. He was just the cart. So the fact that he's really good support, and then he also grants tons of bonuses to his allies, is pretty cool. If y'all have a built-up Merlinus, then that's pretty cool. Anyways, a Banshee Theta, I think that's Theta. At start of turns 3 and 4, inflicts attack speed defense res -7, gravity, and guard, and status preventing counterattacks on closest foes within 5 spaces of unit through their next actions. If foe initiates combat or foe's HP is greater than or equal to 75% at the start of combat, inflicts penalty on foe's attack and res equal to number of penalty effects active on foe, excluding stat penalties, +6, and deals damage equal to 20% of unit's res during combat. Okay, at start of player phase or enemy phase, inflicts attack res -7 and sabotage on foes with res less than unit's res, and that are within 2 spaces of another foe through their next actions. Okay, at start of combat, if unit's HP is greater than or equal to 25%, inflicts attack res -6 and on foe, and neutralizes foe's bonuses to attack and res during combat. The unit makes a guaranteed follow-up attack. I guess that's strong-ish. Spectrum -7, gravity and guard is, and the counterattack negating is pretty strong, I guess, but only on turns 3 and 4. I guess that's decent to use in Aether Raids defense, especially with the new updated safety fence being like safety till turn 2. So you can wait till turn 3, maybe, I guess, and then inflict all these debuffs. So I guess he could be useful in Aether Raids, but that doesn't really seem like too crazy. You could just give like actual sabotage, like the tier 4 sabotage, if you have it, to your units that have high res. And also, I don't really know anyone who's built up a Solon. Like, you never see this guy. Or Solon, however his name is pronounced, who cares. So, a very weird, pretty niche weapon refine, but the rest of them are really good. I like Catherine's with the potent follow-up. I like Deucel's really, really good for his defense. Though if you did give him like a Canto B-slot skill, he does get Canto now in his weapon, so you can change that out, so that's really cool. Um, the Halloween Grima's also really solid, and Merlinus is great support. You can use him for repositioning or anything, or rally. Um, that's pretty cool. I think he's pretty interesting, and they handled him really well. So yeah, let me know what y'all thought about this update. There was some pretty cool stuff in it. Um, I know Aether Raids is probably going to be pretty crazy from now on, but until we get a dark hexagon mythic, I don't really. I guess we'll have the advantage in Aether Raids as an offense unit, because I did test it. You can stand on the summon tile, though obviously we don't have the unit yet, so I can't test whether or not it stops the reinforcements if you block it. I wonder. That'd be interesting. But also something I don't know is if it gets destroyed by the catapult. Um, if it does, then that's a good way to counter it. Um, but I don't know. These are things to experiment with, and if y'all want to do that and let me know, I would very much appreciate that. But yeah, let me know what y'all thought about this update. And yeah, that's gonna be it for the video, guys. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one. But until then, goodbye.